Welcome to April White. How are you doing? Hello, guys. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Hmm. Apple lovers, how is everyone doing? I am live on YouTube and on Facebook, trying to make it work right here. Hello. I see two people. I see three people. I see two comments on YouTube. Let me see. Someone send me a message on YouTube so I can see who it is. I think the camera is a little bit I think I even made it more more darker, more blurrier. But we move. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. We are not using filter, okay? And this is Eppa skin. I think my skin is glowing. Happy International Women's Day. If you joined this, that was Miss Johnson and Miss Bowie. Yes, I know Miss Bowie will always be anywhere. So thank you so much, Miss Johnson and Miss Bowie, for joining the YouTube channel. Thank you all for joining the Facebook family. Thank you. And let's share this video and let's get this started. That's Miss Ari. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Ari, for joining the YouTube family. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, what you waiting for? Go and subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. Okay, welcome to Power White. Today is, what day is it? Today is what day? Is it Wednesday? Is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? I know it's not Monday. I know it's not Tuesday. I think it's Wednesday. Yes, we move. Anyway, today is the 8th of March 2023, and we are observing International Women's Day. When we talk of International Women's Day, what is it? Thank you, Miss Didi. Thank you for 400 stars, guys. Thank you. So welcome to the Upper White family. Thanks for joining me on live today. I want us to talk about this first, and then our next show will be about hey, yes, a lot of things going on the street, and I'm going to tell you my opinion. Okay, so if you are waiting for us to have the second segment before you join, please, you're not doing yourself a favor. This is more important. Join me right now as we talk about International Women's Day. Welcome again. My name is Mamiko Godwins, and I am a psychiatric nurse practitioner. I'm a single mother of 2 boys, and yes, I'm a proud divorcee. And this year's theme is focusing on women in technology, right? It's focusing on equity, right? Focusing on access. It's focusing on, you know, a lot of things. So I want to bring your attention to what and where did we start all this from? According to history, in the year 1911, that is when hi Miss Efia, thanks for joining. In the year 1911, that is when International Women's Day became something that is globally celebrated or globally acknowledged and given attention to. Why? Because we have women that has fostered this agenda to get what? Our voices heard. Today, you and I can go to the voting poll and vote. I am an African, no, a Ghanaian from Nyantokro in the village, in some kind of village in Ghana. But today, I am also in America, and I can walk to the voting polls and put my hands there and show my power, and show that I have a voice, and show that I want a change. I remember when George Bush was in power. I remember when Obama was there. I remember when Donald Trump was there, right? And we all made effort to get our voices heard. But we didn't just get here. We got here because somebody set the platform rolling for us. Somebody set the stage. Somebody forged on the mission, the agenda to get this to happen. So you and I will have our voices heard. Today, there are women out there that are getting out of traumatic relationships because they have people like me who is not shy about my pain, who is not shy about my trauma, who is not shy about my history, talks about it boldly and openly so that somebody will wake up, so that somebody will see the impact of how this can long-term affect your relationship, your life, your interpersonal relationships and stuff like that. Some people set this ball rolling, hence why we are here today. So I want to introduce you to this concept. I want you to just imagine. Imagine a world free of biases, stereotypes, and what? Discrimination. Imagine a world that is free of that. Imagine a social media free of judgment. Imagine a social media free of stigmatization of ourselves. Imagine a space where you can walk in freely, confidently, and present yourself just as you come. I was sharing with you my issue with my employer telling me, package, put on makeup. I don't have filter today, guys. I don't have filter. You see my skin. But a man somewhere who is not my intimate partner, who is not affiliated with me in any way except through professional encounter, can still think they have the ability to control my gender presentation. Imagine a world free of that. Imagine a world that is diverse, very equitable, and fosters inclusion. How many times have you walked into a space and never felt accepted? And how many times have you walked through life and felt your insecurities has caused people not to accept you in their social networks, or who you are as a person, or your physical presentation, or just your appearance, your God-given appearance has caused people to not make you feel included, makes you feel unaccepted, makes you feel unwelcomed. Imagine a world free of that. And that is why sometimes I don't really focus on the opposite sex. I don't focus on the gender. I focus on us, because as we fought and fight and consistently forge on to get our voices heard, to get accepted in our employment, you have a baby as a female, guess what? You get to go stay home. In America, the number of hours you have in your benefit, that's all you get. There is nothing like I had a baby and I'll be considered. Equity, right? And my needs will be uniquely met. Think about it. We, as our own gender, we're fighting the other gender for equality when we ourselves are not even focusing and forging on to achieve inclusion, acceptance of each other, open-mindedness. Think about it. You are looking great, Apple. Love your dress and that hairstyle. Oh, let me blush for my girl. Thank you. Happy International Women's Day to everybody. Thank you so much, Akusia. Think about it, my people. I'm going to ask a series of questions and I will need to see your answers or join in and tell me something. So when we talk about equity, what does equity say? Thank you so much, Akusia, for 200. What does equity say? Equity says that everyone needs what? And this is example. I'm going to give you a specific example. Equity says that everybody needs healthcare. But what type of healthcare do you need? What type of healthcare do you need? We have a baby. We have a woman. We have a man. We have the aged. Does all these groups I mentioned need the same type of healthcare? And the answer is no. So when you're fostering and pushing and forging on to achieve equity, and you're fighting for that woman's right, what type? Are you forcing for it to meet everybody's need? That woman somewhere with a child with disability, does she have the same healthcare needs that you need? No. That woman needs mental health care needs, women empowerment support groups, and also somatic health care needs that will holistically take care of their mental health, the challenges that comes with caregiver burdens, and how they are caregiver of that disabled child, how caregiver burdens affect their cardiac health, their GI health, their immune function, and their anxiety and their stress related to it. What if I die today, God forbid? How and who will take care of my child? You see the diverse nature of the type of equitable healthcare that woman needs. What are you doing with your power to advocate and get your voice heard when it comes to policies that affects healthcare provision that meets this category of people and their needs? When it comes to your child, her child, your child does not have juvenile diabetes. Her child have juvenile diabetes. Insulin cost is high. Punching the child every day is painful. What are you doing to change policies that affect this? It doesn't just happen without your voice being out there and being heard. You see, when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to the aged, you're talking about healthcare, accessibility, mobility. That aged person needs to go into this building to go and get healthcare. She cannot walk. Maybe if you can advocate for insurance policy that fosters inclusion in providing mobilized wheelchair for all, maybe accessibility into that building will become easier. Maybe equitable, what's the name? Equality in meeting their freedom, their simple and, very simple basic human right to move around. Just like you and I can get up and move around. That aged who is able to use their hands, but have weakness in their back, in their legs, will be able to move around, just like you and I. So why is the focus so much on just the woman, the man? You see how our voices can make an impact and change the narrative and invites quality of life, quality living, accessibility of care into everybody's life. You are a premenopausal woman or you are a menopausal woman. You need some therapy, periodic procedures or services that enhances your quality of life, and that sweat probably can help you. What are you doing about it? About maybe a support group rather than you see some people they will stereotype, they will use stereotypes like, oh, I bet you are going through menopause or something, like a joke. But others may not take it as a joke because it comes with other feelings that is not desirable in some instances. What are you doing about it? How are your voices being used positively to help somebody? Or your voices are being used to pull somebody down? This year's focus is on technology and the woman. How would you say STEM is affecting your life today? Formerly, we have women in Africa that don't have jobs. They finish college, they are home, they are just housewives, homemakers. Today, with the accessibility of technology, life has become easier for them. They have gotten exposed to social media, to YouTube. In fact, they are on YouTube, they are on social media, taking care of their home, their kids, doing what they love doing as mothers, as wives. And their incomes are bigger than their husbands that have contemporary jobs going in and out of a 9-to-5 job or 8 to 4:30 jobs. They have also, in the process, gotten to be face-to-face abuse because the narrative is you are a homemaker, you shouldn't have to have your own money, you should be under my control, you should this, you should that. Now that she's making money, she don't respect me anymore. And guess what technology has done? Technology has gotten you exposed to a women network that empowers you, strengthens you, on not just leave your marriage, stay there, but this is how you are going to communicate with your partner. This is what I went through. This is how I went about it. This is what I did. I communicated. I invited my husband to therapy. I encouraged his participation and involvement in therapy. He may not like it, but you found some programs, some podcasts that talks about communication, that talks about family life, and you constantly playing it in the background, listening to it whilst you go about your business, but indirectly you are communicating to him. The persistent nature of him listening every day to you playing this thing and him seeing your behavior being in a more positive note, being more respectful, despite the fact that you have your own money, has helped him to start changing and join you on the mission to have a healthy family life. Join you on the mission to be listening to that podcast. Join you on the mission to now even be the one that goes out. Oh, I found this. I thought it was interesting. You may want to listen to it. You see how life can change in a more positive nature with technology. So this year's International Women's Day mission of team, one of the teams is to focus on women and technology, women and STEM, the digital world, the change is bringing to women. There are a lot of nurses that today have gone back to school, done some 3 months, 6 month crash courses, and are becoming IT specialists in diverse ways. Some are becoming nursing informatics managers, stay home and just remote control you, can give you a code, get in your computer and help you in your facilities. Whilst you get access, you get your password and stuff reset for you, and you don't have to They don't have to leave their home. They're comfortably home, taking care of their kids, taking care of homeschooling, and still making a positive, healthy amount of income that empowers them, supports them and their home, and makes them support their husbands too financially to lessen the burden for them. So you see how technology is impacting the women of the 21st century's life. Happy Women's Day, Epa, and all the warrior women that supports her vision. Thank you so much. Thank you. Happy Women's Day to you, Ajana. So let's talk about equity. What is equity? I think we just talk about that, right? No, we talk about, yes, we talk about equity. So let's talk about equality. What does equality say? Equality says that says a state is a state of being equal in status, in right, freedom, opportunity, etc. You see the different opportunities I just described to you as a woman in the 21st century, taking advantage of technology. And we cannot talk about the history of technology and social media and content creation and eliminate people like Oprah Winfrey, eliminate people like, what's the name? This girl, the girl that did, anyway, let's forget about those people. But Oprah, number one, and let's talk about Quora. You cannot take content creation and eliminate Quora, for instance. Because of Quora, a lot of people have realized the importance of having a social media page, especially a Facebook page. Because of Quora, people have earned massive incomes. Because of Quora, people have now gotten 100,000 followers on Facebook pages that they just created over the past 12 months. And that has become their sole source of income. So we cannot take certain people and push them aside. We cannot take Quora and not remember that because of her, Nancy has over 300,000 followers. She empowered her sister and made her have another stream of income in addition to the different streams of income she has. We cannot take Quora and trash her aside and tell you that she has not used technology to empower you. How many people were like Quora in the history of music, in the history of art, that knew about implementing technology, implementing, what's the name, virtual coin, Quoraverse, and having that frame, the picture she did, what was that? I forgot what that was. And that is something that with time becomes what? An asset. It becomes valuable. Years from now, people want to buy that picture you bought, Quora's picture you bought, that art you bought at a certain price. If you protect it well, you protect the dignity of it so it doesn't tarnish. The NFT. How many people in the history of art implemented NFT? NFT just don't happen. It happens with technology. The art, the technology, the talent, the ideas became materialized. So you see how people, hi Miss Madeline, you see how people are using technology, women are using technology in the 21st century to empower themselves and their lives. Why would you want to be on this space just using technology in a fair way that don't bring you future? That a year from now or sometimes months, you see someone respond to your comment and you go and look at it and be like, oops, did I really leave this comment? And choose to delete it. Think about it. So we talk about equality, right? Equality and access goes into the healthcare thing I described. Another example I can give you is like scooter. Everybody wants a scooter, right? To go on maybe an activity. Do you think everybody needs the same kind of scooter? The type of scooter that an aged person, a woman, a man, a child will need won't be the same. It has to be fit to meet their specific needs. So that also goes into the equity, right? Goes into the equity. And we talk about equality. Okay, so the equity, understand that I've given you examples, the healthcare thing, the scooter thing. But when it comes to equity, all is saying that is the fact that it's a state where everyone, no matter who you are, you get treated equally and fairly. And you get the sense of freedom to not have to fight your way into getting access to what you require or you need. You see that? Preserve, yes. If you preserve it, it brings you value in the near future. Right? So I want you to consider this word, embrace. Embrace. What does embrace means to you? When was the last time you met somebody and you embraced them? When was the last time, what events can you think about instances where you embraced somebody? What is to embrace? To accept new ideas, beliefs, new methods, etc. So when was the last time you went to somebody's social media live post, stuff like that, and you just accepted what they are saying, or at least shared your views without battling, without violence, without like hate, without disgust, without showing your dislike for that person? When was the last time you did that? When was the last time you went to somebody sharing their views and you just didn't? You can go to Liv's page and share your views without necessarily engaging in a battle, a power struggle with her. You guys saw me last time I went to, you say everybody's auntie. I requested to join her live. You guys were mad. I get it. But if you listen to that video, I shared my view without battling, without fighting her. I disagreed with many things she said, not necessarily because I called her names, no. But we had a respectful engagement. You see that? When was the last time you did something like that? When was the last time you embraced somebody tight and said, I know it's not easy. I have not been there, but I can imagine what you're going through. And I'm sorry that you're going through that. But I'm here if you need to talk. When was the last time you did that? When was the last time you provided that support and made somebody, your fellow woman, felt held and upheld and supported and uplifted without necessarily bringing the person and their spirit down? So as we fight for inclusion and fight for inequalities when it comes to the gender, ask yourself, what are you doing to uphold your own gender? When was the last time you did that? Understand that when you do that, it fosters unison. It brings strength. It makes people feel encouraged. I have a video on this phone I was going to play for you, and I'll tell you where you can find that video. It's on Auntie Felicia's page. The guy that I shared his video recently, he's in Cameroon. He's a comedian, but he also have a PhD. Think about it. That video, today being International Women's Day, they projected the women narrative so perfectly, whereby the three of them, Carol, Auntie Felicia, and the other lady, I forgot, the other guy representing another lady, I forgot his name. And they dress in these beautiful women apparels. And when I'm talking and I turn around like this, hey, the two of them, then they, when I turn, so basically each and every one of them, does that at the blind side of the other. And this is the nature of women. And even the men knows it and they are projecting it just as that is. On International Women's Day, you see, so as a woman, what are you doing to eliminate that perception that the world has about us? What are you doing as a woman to eliminate that? Or you come here, smile with me, you leave here and go and be gossiping. Oh, Epa this, oh, Epa that. The next minute you are here again, interacting beautifully with me. Think about it. What are you doing about it? When was the last time you embraced somebody, you held them up, and you made them feel accepted and made them realize that their situation is not too big and it's not too big than what they can handle. The next one the next concept is empowering. Empower. What does empowering or empower to promote somebody, to empower somebody, what does it mean to you? To encourage means to promote, like to empower somebody means to encourage them, to promote confidence in them, to promote their skill, right? You see me when we are all here, I empower people. I talk, like one person I admire so much is Miss Ijoma something Daniels. That woman is so persistent and consistent. And the day this woman's Facebook page will pick up, I know it will be big because she's just consistent. She's hardworking and she doesn't give up, even though people may not, her page don't have many followers or many views. She is consistently working and consistently putting in effort to either create comic or do a skate or do something. How many times have you promoted somebody? Do you know how many times you women came to this page, unfollowed the page, or told people to not follow the page, or came to look at that? Last time someone said, oh, your tuno will bring you down. Your tuno has brought you down. Tuno, because I said your elections should not be, you not having what you want in your election should not be a reason why people should stop working, put a hold on their lives, when maybe working can make them have money and send somebody $50 in the same country that is in turmoil. This was my crime. Because of that, I'm too known. They are unfollowing me and they are unfollowing Cora. Think about it. When people have food, a life to live, people have bills to pay, they should put a hold on their lives. For people that are selfish, for your politicians that are selfish, that you could not recruit people to use their power to cast them off out. But we should put hold on our lives. When in fact, the same people telling you to put hold on their lives are at work. I work with them. And Miss Joy too, Edwards came and told you they are at work. They are controlling them, making their life a living hell at work as their supervisors. Yet, my manager, the guy that package, he's a Nigerian. The same night you were battling me here, doesn't mean he's not working. He's busy working, filling shifts, filling cancellations and stuff. He's home and working and making money. And you are on social media killing people for working. They are stopping? If Kura stopped working, anybody stop working, would they change the story there? No. But if they work, they may send $50 to somebody who needs it, and that will change their life that minute. Think about it. So empowering, how do you feel about empowering? What is the concept of empowering? How do you take it? How do you understand being this women support women empowerment? How do you view it? How do you perceive it? How do you approach it? How do you make use of that asset? To me, being a person that can empower somebody is an asset. It helps bring the skill out of people. You see people on the streets of Accra in Africa somewhere, but they have built some car with batteries and the car is moving and all that. That engineering knowledge, engineering skill, they get empowered by somebody sharing them on social media. Again, the power of technology and the focus of 2023 in the International Women's Day. They recruit them, they harvest that talent from Africa, they bring it to the West, the diaspora, they polish that talent, they improve them, they push them to climb the ladder in engineering and technology. Eventually, you see, they look at this guy that is a good actor in Ghana. He's here now. That time when he did those videos, I forgot his name. Something, is it Arthur or something? When this boy talk, they were talking to him. This guy is from a poor family that couldn't speak good English. People come here every day and laugh at my English. Well, I'm not an English speaking. I learn it just like everybody else. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect at it. But guess what? I know how to use it to an extent to empower my life in a way that I don't have to be anybody's burden. Take note of that. And understand that with technology, sometimes you are typing and something else types. And if you are not paying attention, you are so rushing like me, then you just post the errors in the spellings or whatever. Think about it. What's the guy's name? I hope someone. Happy International Women's Day to you, Connie. Then this new way of communication is truly immature and self-absorbed. I'll speak truth. They can go bite rocks. I want to understand what you said. Elaborate a little bit, Miss Bree. You see what I'm saying? And guess what? Today, you will see people that are out there also on the streets. And they are using technology to sell their products. So eventually, as they are using the media space to promote their small businesses, with time, they end up having two streams of income. Through their promotion and use of technology and social media, they get you, the customer. At the end of the day, they also build the page and the space. And guess what? They end up getting revenue from the page and the space, plus getting the clients also to come to to buy from them, to what's the name? To promote their business. How do you call it? How do you call it when you are helping somebody, patronizing their businesses? Some people think to like or love someone unconditionally means you must like or love everything about them. Exactly. We can love unconditionally and still disagree. That is it. And still disagree with the things about them that does not align with correct. You can disagree with somebody and that you can love them unconditionally. It doesn't mean you should agree with all their ways. All their ways can be perfect. However, when you come back to talk about their ways, be constructive without bullying, without insult, without be open-minded and just express your view. Express your own. Through that, we all learn. It's a two-way street. You understand? I like and love does not mean one must be held in bondage. Correct. Hi, Miss Arthur. You see that? Katherine Johnson was an American mathematician whose calculations of orbital mechanics as a NASA, blah, 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 she contributed to the technology we have today through better satellites allocation. Happy International Women's Day. You see that? You see women that impacted our life today. And one of them that she's mentioning is Katherine Johnson. helped us in the technology way, helped us to bring some level of awareness and knowledge to impact the lives we have today in terms of how he used technology to help what satellites or orbital creation. I'm not a STEM person, so you guys know. But you understand, some people made impact. Today we have people that are hosts, just this space, social media space. People are hosts, people are doing talk shows. But Oprah is a woman of color who has brought this talk show to this space for a very long time. Very, very long time. What are you doing about empowering others? How can you empower others without investing knowledge into you? That comes with a lifelong learning, continuing education, signing up for classes that invest into us as individuals and as people, joining groups that empowers you and imparts knowledge in you so you also can share and you stay contemporary. So empowering goes hand in hand with what? Lifelong learning. Then I was talking a while ago about inclusion. What is inclusion? Being what? Accepted. Being fair, receiving fair treatment, right? Being involved, being included, at all people. It's just needed for everybody. It helps with your mental health to feel accepted. How much do you accept people that you engage with or you encounter? Do you accept them only because their narratives aligns with yours? Their cultural backgrounds is similar with yours? Or you just accept them, include them, period? Or you alienate them? Hence why I always tell you to find yourself in places that you don't have to fight to have a space in that encounter. Sorry, Epa, I know it's not the topic tonight. Okay, if it's not the topic, don't bring it at all, because this is just about International Women's Day. We're gonna go to, after this live, we're going to start a different live. So you see the things I have talked about today: equity, equality, access, right? Embracing, empowering, inclusion, and the last word or vocabulary I want to talk about is forge. After you've done all these things, how do you forge on to bring the vision into reality, to promote the vision, to promote environments where you embrace others, to promote environments where you empower others, to promote environments where spaces and policies that everybody's needs are met equally, fairly, without prejudice. How much have you made conscious effort to eliminate bias? Forging on means that you're making effort to promote and bring the vision into reality. The vision that somebody wanted to see women having the right to vote, that they fought for it, and today we have that access. What are you doing? You have a story to tell. Why don't you start telling it to empower somebody? It starts from your voices being heard. You understand? It starts with your voices being heard, right? Then you want to talk about value. After you forge on, what value do you attach to whatever it is? You have a certificate because you value it. Value just means the price tag you put on it. I always tell you, my peace of mind is everything. Peace of mind is so much not equitable, because many people expect others to provide it for them through their relationships, through their ability to their ability to be controlled by money, to be controlled by others and their power. No, my peace of mind can't be paid for by anybody. Depending on how much price tag you accord to it, you provide it. And that's what I do. Your certificate, you fought for it, you worked for it. The price tag you accord to it makes you to value yourself enough to not accept disrespect in your work environment, to make you know when you have to say goodbye. You don't have to always be saying goodbye, but it helps you to put that value. Know your worth enough to know that if you are not there, you are there because you have a license. You are there because you have that ability to be there. If you don't have the ability to be there, you won't be there. In fact, they needed you because you had that value. If you don't have that value, they will not be in need of you. So you learn how to express your value without intimidation and without disrespect, and you just know how to set that boundary. What are other things that you can accord value to? Value is like that monetary price tag, right? How much of? So we talk about maybe your certification, we talk about your peace of mind, and what else? Your self-worth and self-esteem. Is your self-worth and self-esteem dependent on the relationships you have and how many legs you can open for a man, just for a man to accept you? Is that the level of self-worth, how much you feel about yourself? Yes, having a wonderful relationship is excellent, it's great. It helps with your mental health and all. But are you fighting and doing extra just to maintain this relationship? What value do you place on yourself to make you know the extent, or set a boundary about the extent you want to go when it comes to your relationships? And accord that respect, self-respect enough to let that person know that you're not going to tolerate certain things that they will do. You think about it. The other thing is, yes, so how do we move forward? Move forward through the voices, letting the voices heard, letting that voice get heard. So my question number one is, what is equity to you? What does equity means to you? I have about a few questions, but I'm going to ask only 3 of them, and then we'll move on and we'll start our new live video about our favorite boy on the streets. Okay, so if you are here, you haven't liked this video, you haven't shared this video, I don't know what you're waiting for, because this video is more important to me than the one we're going to do. Okay, don't forget to also support in ways you can. You know, the Cash App line, the Zelle, and the star button is there. Hey, Justina says he don't want the star button, but we're going to find out. So share this video, bring people on, and let's grow together in strength and in knowledge, one video at a time. Hi, Elpa and everyone. I'm listening in the back while doing mommy duties. Ooh, kisses to you and the girls. Happy International Day to my girls. International Women's Day to my girls. Okay, tell them they are beautiful women of power and courage, and Auntie love them. Okay. Before we can attach value on anyone or anything, we must first know and set our value. Best put ever. We must first know and set our value, and make sure everyone that enters our space know our worth. That's it. No one will provide the value you want for you. You set the value, you set the standard. You are going to be the only one that sets the standard. And when everybody knows the standard you set for yourself, They know to back out, back away, or come closer. You see that? Thank you so much for that explanation when it comes to value. Okay. What does what? So the other question is, when we talk about International Women's Day in general, what does it mean to you? So I want to be reading comments, guys. I want to be reading comments. We talk about equity. I've explained that a lot. You know, what does equity means to you? What does International Women's Day means to you? And then the third question, and I won't ask anymore, is there a particular women's empowerment moment that inspires you? Is there a particular women empowerment moment that inspires you? Inspires you. Is there what moment of women empowerment in your history or in your life that you feel empowered by? You can share it with us. You can request to join, and that will bring us to the end of the International Women's Day focus today, a video today. So in a nutshell, what I want to talk about is that when it comes to International Women's Day, it is something it's basically the many women voices that were put out to fight for certain rights for women. Right, equal right in the workplace, equal right to vote, even in education, a lot of things, and it's still ongoing. Right? Today, we are also seeing the diverse nature of employment that women are diving into, that they don't even need men to employ them. They don't need to go and open their legs up to get employed because of the huge impact technology is making. People are actually taking it extra mile and securing degrees in the technology field, whereby they are acquiring gig jobs with the tech, big tech companies. However, for most part, in this today's technological world, all most stay-at-home women, mothers need is their cell phones, their data, their Wi-Fi, and they get to have an income. Let me bring you my YouTube video close by so I can read your comments. Okay, the comments are gone, so because so if you leave one more comment, thank you so much for my YouTube followers. I am grateful to have you guys there. Bible story, how are you? Bible story, share your Bible story version with us, stories with us, my dear. Happy International Women's Day to everybody. Thank you all who joined me on YouTube today. I am grateful. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, it's EPA. Can you go and subscribe to support there? Okay. Being able to run my own business alone after divorce. See that? I wish you can share that with us, because I'm struggling with the technology aspect of things and how I can get empowered in that field so I can thrive. I can take off Zoom with my business. You see, thank you so much, Miss Blake. Thank you all who joined. I'm grateful. So we talk about equity, we talk about equality, we talk about inclusion, we talk about embracing, we talk about empowering. Are you set to be hateful of somebody because of their ability to acquire certain skill? And so you won't empower them, you won't embrace them, you won't pull them up, you won't promote their business, you won't promote their pages. What are you doing to put a voice into the narrative? Women, International Women's Day, and empowering women. The same people you claim to be empowering, but you turn around and tear them down. And then you turn around and blame the other gender for wanting intimacy with you before they offer you a job. Think about it. So I want us to focus. Someone send one more. Oh, I think probably I can. I don't know why. Okay, I got it. I watch because I missed the fire. I missed the first part of the session. No, this is the first part, really. This is the first part. I'm done with it now. We are at the end of this video. So I'm going to start a new one, and that I will not stream on YouTube because that is solely about the social media, the trending. So I focus those trending ones on YouTube, on Facebook, unless it's necessary. Thank you guys for coming, and I hope this video will help you change your perspective when it comes to how you support women or how you look at women empowerment, and unbiasedly be pretending that you are for women empowerment when you are against the opposite gender and the way they treat us. Meanwhile, you yourself self, you are indifferent when it comes to the way you treat your fellow. You go to work, you take people pictures and send to management. You go to work, my super nurses, because that's what I know. I always talk about nurses a lot because that's what I know, guys. I'm not in any other profession than nursing. So what goes on there is what I know most of the time to share. Think about it. We can all do better. It starts from us, our actions, our individual effort to make a difference, to hold each other up. It also starts with self-love, because if you don't love yourself, how are you going to love somebody else? You can't. So I hope this video changes your perception and understand that technology is changing the world. You can go and use just your phone to change your financial situation, to change your life, to learn a trade on YouTube, to learn a skill, empower yourself with technology and not become dependent on anybody. When you're on social media and you need money from people, don't ask for money for anything. Ask for money that will help you acquire a device, and ask for money that will help you be able to pay for data for maybe a few months so that you'll be able to be putting out content consistently to the point where you start seeing the results. Cora said what? Be patient, be consistent. It takes work, hard work, consistency, but be patient. You can't start today and start making the money today. She said she started it 7 years ago and it just started paying off. While somebody is there talking about, I moved there early to promote somebody's dream. That being said, join me on YouTube, on Facebook in a minute. Let's talk about I moved to LA to promote somebody's dream. Let me laugh again. Thank you so much. Thank you. Miss Mervyn says, celebrate women's achievements, educate and educate and awareness, raise for women's equality. Yes. Call for positive change, advancing women lobby. Yes, policy change, guys. Policy change. You go and lobby with your lawmakers. You go and lobby with your senators. You go and lobby in your communities. Right? Support women businesses. That's the only way we are going to grow. Focus on charities, women-focused charities that are supporting women with disabled kids, that are supporting women that need support to advance their careers. Education is key, guys. Continuing education, lifelong learning. Invest into lifelong learning. We must start with our girl children. Absolutely, that's another good point. We must empower them in every aspect of their growing lives. Yes. Teach them self-love, so important. Self-love, if they understand and have that, develop that, trust me, they are not going to think that self-love is dependent on a man's, their relationship with a man. It's not true. Think about it. Women putting economics and societal value to themselves, Parents must change the low value they put on the girl's child. That is true. Let me tell you, if you have a girl child, it's an asset. If you have a girl child, it's an asset. I can expand on this and talk about it all year long as to why. If you have a girl child, it's an asset. Not just to you, but to the world. Think about this carefully and expand it on your own, the ways you want to. But don't forget, when you invest into the girl child, in technology, into higher education, to quality education, you are not only changing your family's history forever, but you are changing the world. I love you, and thanks for joining this live. Join me right away as we team up to talk about. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.